Lucas Ariel Ocampos was born in Quilmes, Argentina on the 11th of July 1994. Ocampos started his senior career with River Plate and was bought by AS Monaco after just one season. Ocampos signed a contract with Sevilla FC in 2019 for the next 5 seasons and already played for various teams such as AS Monaco, Olympique de Marseille, Genoa on rental basis, and AC Milan on rental basis also. The left-footed winger made a big impression at Sevilla with a statistic of 14 goals and 3 assists in Laliga at the end of the 1920 season. Sevilla FC finished 4th that season in the competition and had the same number of points as Atletico Madrid, but ended up 4th on goal difference. But Sevilla won the Europa League with a 3-2 win in the final against Internacional. Ocampos had a total contribution of 1 goal and 1 assist across the entire Europa League. Sevilla played in the Champions League in the 2021 season and finished 2nd in Group E. Dortmund was the opponent in the 8th final. Ocampos was injured for the first game and watched from the stands. Sevilla lost 2-3 in Spain. Before the second game, Ocampos was fit and played in the starting lineup. Haaland's Dortmund were too strong and Sevilla only managed a 2-2 result, and with an aggregate score of 5-4 over 2 games, they were out of the Champions League. Ocampos had 0 goals and 0 assists in this adventure. Sevilla still finished 4th in the league, and Ocampos contributed only 5 goals and 4 assists this season. In the 21-22 season, Sevilla entered the group stage of the Champions League, and it also stayed with the group stage because they did not get further than 3rd place. Ocampos did have 1 goal and 1 assist. Sevilla got a second chance in their well-known Europa League and faced Dinamo Zagreb in the 16th final. They won by an aggregate score of 3-2 over 2 games and progressed to the next round where they had to play against West Ham but ended up losing 1-2 overall. Ocampos only had 1 goal in the entire playoffs. Sevilla again finished 4th in La Liga and Ocampos scored 6 times with 4 assists. Before the 22-23 season, Sevilla decided to get rid of Ocampos. With Antony's departure to Man United from Ajax, Ajax decided to get reinforcements and had their sights set on Ocampos. Ocampos was already in Amsterdam for the medical examination, and everything seemed to be going well until the Ajax Supervisory Board called a stop to the transfer because they were not convinced in the player. The management of Ajax managed to convince the Supervisory Board on the last day of the transfer window, and they voted with a loan deal instead of a purchase deal, and Ocampos stayed in Amsterdam. You can understand this did not make the player feel very loved upon arrival. Ocampos never impressed in Amsterdam and only played 114 minutes. Ocampos made his debut in the Johan Cruyff Arena on September 3, 2022, during the Ajax SC Cambuur match. And with a lot of competition, such as Dusan Tadic and Steven Bergwijn, the trainer, Alfred Schroeder, chose to keep Ocampos on the bench. And with 114 playing minutes in the Eredivisie and 2 appearances in the Champions League for Ajax, he returned to Sevilla in January 17, 2023. Sevilla that time was struggling against relegation. Sevilla FC finished 3rd in Group G of the Champions League and was transferred to the Europa League. Sevilla faced PSD Eindhoven in the 16th final and only just won by an aggregate score of 3-2 overall. Ocampos had an important contribution in the first match where they won 3-0 at home. Ocampos made a nice goal and an assist on former Ajax player Nemanja Gudelj and went through to the next round, the 8th final. In the 8th final, Sevilla had to compete against Fenerbahce. They won the home game with a 2-0 score but lost the away game 1-0. Sevilla eventually progressed to the quarter-final against Manchester United. In the quarter-final, Sevilla drew with a score of 2-2 in Manchester. Ocampos was the best player from Sevilla's side, with the highest score of 7.2. Sevilla finished it off at home with a 3-0 scoreline with goals from 2 times Youssef En-Nesyri and 1 goal from Loic Bade. Ocampos also managed to score, but the goal was disallowed. Sevilla left Ten Hag's United behind and had to face Juventus in the semi-finals. In Turin, Sevilla took the lead by goalscorer En-Nesyri, thanks to an assist from Lucas Ocampos, but still played a 1-1 draw. 7 days later, in Sevilla Stadium, Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, it was still 1-1 after 90 minutes of play and went into extra time. Substitute Eric Lamela for Lucas Ocampos made it 2-1 in the 95th minute, and Sevilla went through to the final in the Puskás Arena against Jose Mourinho's AS Roma. On May 31, 2023, Sevilla faced AS Roma and Ocampos played in the starting 11. Paulo Dybala opened the score in the 25th minute with 0-1. 55th minute, Roma defender Mancini scored an own goal and the score was still level after 90 minutes. In extra time, both teams failed to score and prepared for the penalty shootout. Lucas Ariel Ocampos, the flop of Amsterdam, took the first penalty and calmly scored the first one. Brian Cristante took the first for Roma and also scored. Eric Lamela shot the bottom right of the goal net and it was 2-1. Then, own goal maker Gianluca Mancini failed to score against top-performing keeper Yassine Bounou. Ivan Rakitic scored the third penalty, which made it 3-1. Brazil's Roger Ibanez also missed a penalty, and it remained 3-1. If Sevilla scored the next one, it's done. And then, World Cup winner Gonzalo Montiel for the fourth penalty. Montiel missed, but the goalkeeper came out early and the penalty was allowed again. Montiel chose for the other corner and scored, with which Sevilla won the Europa League for the 7th time. Sevilla finished poorly in the league, with 12th place in Laliga. Lucas Ocampos had an important role in scoring the first penalty and 1 goal and 2 assists in the Europa League adventure. Should Ajax have given Ocampos more time, or did it not matter? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, a like and subscribe would help me a lot. Until the next.